Hey everybody, how's it going? Thank you so much for tuning in, and for those of you who haven't visited the channel, welcome to X Writes Cars. Today, let's go ahead and take a look at the very unique 2016 Aston Martin DB9 GT Volante, the final edition of the Aston Martin DB9. So this will be a full take of the DB9. We'll start it up, show the engine, get an exhaust clip and go over the performance data, and show you a bunch of the unique aspects from both the interior as well as the exterior. Before I begin, I'd like to extend a big thanks and special shout out to Aston Martin Los Gatos for allowing me to film this 2016 Aston Martin DB9 GT Volante. For more information, see the link in the description below. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. In case any of you are wondering, this particular key being shown here, which will be demonstrated in this video, is the valet key, because the standard key for the sapphire, which is the sapphire crystal key, they keep those in because of the risk of damage. So in this video we'll be using the valet key. The exterior color is a very unique black and brown finish known as Marron Black, featuring a full black leather interior with gray stitching across the seats, the dash and center console, and black piano veneer trim inside. All you have to do is press the brake pedal, slot the key fob in, push in, and hold. The DB9 comes with speed proportional, electric assist, rack and pinion Servotronic power steering on a 3-spoke leather-wrapped steering wheel with multifunction controls on the sides of the lower spoke. The DB9 has always and still comes with a 6-speed automatic transmission with overdrive and paddle shifters on the steering wheel. So before we begin, we'll go ahead and put the top down. Simple as that. And so we'll go ahead and flip on the automatic headlights, as well as the hazards. Both windows are automatic down. So let's go ahead and check out the exterior, shall we? The original Aston Martin DB series car was the DB1, which had an inline 4-cylinder engine, and only 15 of those were made. In 1950, Aston Martin introduced the DB2, which was produced from 1950 to 1953, and only 411 units were made. That had a new 2.6-liter Lagonda inline six-cylinder engine designed by Walter Owen Bentley, who was one of the founders of Bentley Motors. Since the DB2 ended production, the DB2 quarters Mark I had its debut. That was produced from 1953 to 1957, and 764 of those were made in terms of the Mark I and Mark II. The same engine by Walter Owen Bentley was used in this vehicle until 1954, when Aston Martin started using a 2.9-liter inline six in the Mark II. That had more power and an increased top speed. The DB2 quarters Mark III came out in 1957 and used the same 2.9-liter Lagonda engine. The Mark III ended production in 1959, with 551 of those produced. After all three of those, in 1958, Aston Martin had introduced the new DB4, which had a new design and a new engine again with a lot more power in them. Production ended in 1963 with 1,204 of those were made. In 1963, the new DB5 came out, which was not that much different than the DB4, but it had more power and it was a lot more refined than the DB4, and 1,059 of those were made. After that, the Aston Martin released the DB6, which was almost the exact same as the DB5, but had some differences. About 1,788 of those were made. Then came the DBS, which was the third to last inline six Aston Martin, while the original Vantage came as well with one of those. And so did the DB7 when that came out in 1997. The DB7, however, also had an optional 5.9-liter V12 as well, which also had a different transmission for better handling. For the DB7, the Volante or convertible was offered as well. In 2004, the most iconic of the DB series has come, which is shown in this video. That is the DB9, which has been there for 12 years before the launch of the DB11. The original design was done by Henrik Fisker, who is now the CEO of Fisker Automotive. The DB9 had a 5.9-liter V12 during its lifetime, and had one facelift in about 2012. Since the DB11 came out in 2016, for the last year of production of the DB9, all DB9s of 2016 had the GT badge. This DB9 comes with 20-inch 5 twin-spoke wheels measuring 20 by 8.5 inches in front and 20 by 11 in the rear. All DB9 GTs come with carbon ceramic brakes with 6 pistons and 398mm with diameter in front and 4 pistons and 360mm diameter in the rear. And all brakes are cross-drilled with black anodized brake calipers. The DB9 comes with independent front and rear double wishbone suspensions with anti-roll bars, coil springs, and premium shock absorbers. This vehicle has a length of 185.5 inches with a width of 74 inches, as well as a height of 50 inches, which is running on a 107.9-inch wheelbase. Curb weight can be about 4,058 pounds. So let's go ahead and pop the hood. The DB9 GT comes standard with a slightly tuned version of the DB9 standard 5.9-liter 48-valve naturally aspirated V12 with direct injection. It produces 540 horsepower at 6,750 RPM and 457 pound-feet of torque at 5,500 RPM. 0 to 60 times are rated at 4.4 seconds with a top speed of 186 miles per hour. This car is rear-wheel drive and has a 20.6-gallon tank requiring premium gas. EPA estimated miles per gallon ratings are 13 city and 19 highway. I'd also like to make note one very unique touch about Aston Martins is there's a little plaque in the engine bay of who completed your final inspection. This particular vehicle's final inspection has been completed by Barry Griffiths. However it's pronounced, I'm not sure. There's a lot of inspectors out there. I'll open up the DB9 and open up Aston Martin's unique swan doors, which open in and out to create extra ground clearance. You have a very nice interior. You've got your emergency brake off to the left, and you have power windows, locks, mirrors, leather seats. It's a very unique Grand Touring bucket seat here in the front, and you've got kind of small rear seats as well. So we'll go ahead and put the top back up. Simple as that. Overall, in the DB9, you get a pretty good setup. You got a very nice sound system as well, even though it's not the Bang & Olufsen system. You got micro suede up top, your visors with vanity mirrors, auto-dimming rear view mirror, your DB9 screen, with the thing as well, which I don't believe is working, I don't know why. You got your gear selector for the 6-speed automatic transmission in this car. And this is the very unique style dash. You got air conditioning, you got fan, you've got your AC controls, hazard, sport mode, lock and unlock switch, you got a storage pocket, you got your power seat controls right here, including your 3-person memory, a little storage pocket, lights, parking sensors, you've got another center console with a 12-volt power outlet, 2 cup holders. As far as steering wheel, you got your multifunction controls for phone call and other volumes as well. You also have your rain sensing wipers and indicators, including your paddle shifters as well for the gearbox. These are standstill paddles if you didn't know that. Alrighty. Okay, we'll go ahead and shut the power off. So let's go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle, shall we? Passenger seat features the same power adjustments as driver's side, including seat memory. Electronically actuated glove box. The Aston Martin DB9 has been there since about 2006 or 2005, and now with the release of the DB11, this is the final edition, the DB9 GT. The DB9's been incredibly iconic, and it's a very unique vehicle overall. I hope you enjoyed the video of the 2016 Aston Martin DB9 GT Volante. Be sure to stay tuned next time, there's a lot more where all this came from, and be sure to subscribe today and check out all the future content coming to X Rides Cars. Take care, everybody.